Okay, welcome everyone. We are the stories we tell ourselves. Okay, what do I mean by this? Because in the entire presentation for next 20 minutes, I'll be sharing a lot of stories with you. So one of the story I would like to narrate is 2007 is the year where I started this corporate wellness programs in Hyderabad. And in 2015, when I started working for uh, a healthcare technology company. Okay, I used to give these corporate wellness awareness programs. There, I met one interesting HR executive. She is like quite young, I mean, in her early 30s and all. And she has been working in corporate sector for almost like 7, 8 years. Okay, and both the wife and husband, they are working in IT sector. And end of my presentation, she said and came to me and told me, "Sir, I would like to sign up for your wellness program." I asked, I mean, like, you look quite young and fit and everything. What made you to join? Because I was curious. So then she told me one interesting revelation, a story from her life. So she told me that my parents, they live in our village. They are from North India. And myself and my husband, both of us, we have to work and we have small kids. They recently joined school. And my parents are not doing well with their health. So deep inside, before I go to bed, every day I used to feel bad that I am not there for them to take care of. When I requested them to come join us and stay with us, they cannot live in this city and they cannot leave their hometown. And our condition is both of us has to work and we cannot go there and we cannot compromise on our child's education. That's fine, but if at all anything is needed, it is your parents, but why you want to? Sir, I know how much guilt I am facing. And every time I think of my parents, what if I don't take care of my health now? I end up probably by the age of 50 or 60. I also end up having just like my parents, and I don't want to create the same guilt for my children. That is one of the wonderful stories that I have come across. I mean, like along with so many other stories that I lived with. That's why I love telling my classes, telling stories in most of my classes. Okay. Now, thank you all for joining this evening. My name is Dr. Suresh Kumar. Welcome to this orientation session on corporate holistic wellness. For those of you who don't know me, I am the founder and chief coach at Holistic Nutrition Works. Holistic Nutrition Works is a collaborative platform of holistic coaches across the world. We have majority of our coaches from India, and we have coaches from all over the world. And yes, I'm a medical doctor, but I've been practicing nutrition for almost like 19 years now. So 20 years of total practice. To know more about me, you can visit my website. It is vanamatla.com. It is my surname. So just we'll get on with our presentation. So the moment we hear of healthcare, what comes to our mind, right? A doctor sitting in their consultation room, we go to them with certain symptoms and they do examine us for certain signs and ask us to do certain blood checkup, and finally they come up with one or the other kind of diagnosis and offer either medical intervention or surgical intervention depending upon our condition. This is what is a typical healthcare for us. But let us ask ourselves seriously, is it called really healthcare? Okay, no, it is not. It is just sick care, not healthcare. What do I mean by that? So you have a problem and you are being taken care of. Your sickness or illness is being taken care of. So you are finding a solution to your problem of sickness or illness, the disease part in your body. It is not about healthcare. Okay. So again, try to ask yourself this question, right? What is that question? Where to go for healthcare? Where to go for healthcare? What do I mean by this? If I am healthy now and I want to remain healthy for next 5 years, that is my plan. Okay. To which place should I go? Anyone? Any answers? Anyone would like to volunteer and answer this question? If you become sick, you know where to go, right? How sick you are to know that you know where to go. But if you are healthy, if you want to protect your health, where you should be going? Okay, ideally to a dietitian or to make changes in our lifestyle. Okay, so we need to go to a fitness center or a gym or aerobics or yoga. There are so many things that I'm sorry, are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir. I guess there was
Yeah.
an answer.
Okay, fine. So these two are, I mean, if you look at the intervention, lifestyle intervention, whether it is yoga, aerobics, or gyms, or running, jogging, whatever sports that you do, or the diet programs that you follow. So none of them are working in coherence, they are fragmented. But are these sufficient? If you look at their numberings, I just mentioned as 2 and 3, what else could be there? So these are all the things that could be there, right? So we need to look into the mind and body dissociation, the programmer who is programming our health and the purposefulness of our life, and ability to come out of our illusion. So, and also the most important thing is you need to invest on your health. So here I'll just come to that investment part. Here you need to understand, okay, whenever you are spending on money, it is called like it is expenditure, it is not investment. So you are healthy, that means health is wealth, that means you have an asset, and to protect your asset you need to invest certain things to protect your asset. So all these things are required to make oneself healthy. So it will be beyond the scope of this today's presentation to go through all the aspects and how they actually determine wellness of an organization or an individual, but I'll take few examples. Okay, don't worry about the text over here. We'll go straight into the point. So corporate holistic wellness, why the organizations need to take care of their employees. Okay, again, let me share a story because I told you, I promised you that I'm going to tell you a lot of stories. So one day myself and long back, it happened probably in 2007 or something. Okay, so where my wife and myself, we have been to one of the very large IT companies. We were asked to give a presentation over there, do a workshop. We got down from our car and looked at all the buses. Okay, and my wife asked me to look into the faces of the employees. So I casually looked at them. And while going inside, she asked me, do you see one happy face? All the employees are coming for the work, right? Are coming for the work. Everyone's face is dull, weak, and some are like just browsing their mobiles. And yeah, so there is no joy, right? Say, for example, if someone is going to a party, a picnic, an outing, look at the enthusiasm that you have. Okay, our children going to school, or like they're playing, they're bubbly with energy and all. So when I looked into that picture, I mean, it has stuck in my mind for so long. Okay, if people are coming with a lot of burden and they're considering their life to be, their work to be a burden, so what kind of productivity do you expect from your workforce? So the world over, there were so many corporate wellness programs, but none of them worked. And some of you, as well read and well connected and having seen the world, you might be hearing about like the GM diet program. Why GM diet? So the General Motors actually thought of like, okay, our employees are becoming obese, we need to do something about it. So they designed a program and they created a diet program. It has come to known as like General Motors diet. Okay, similarly, there are so many diet programs that have come about and none of them are successful. Yes, please.
Continue, sir.
Okay. None of them are successful. You have Atkins diet, South Beach diet, liquid diet, miracle diet, and you name it, Mediterranean diet. There are so many. If you just go into the Wikipedia, you will see more than 100, 150 plus formula diets, but none of them are working. And the what do you say? The flip side of it, okay, is all these diet programs and lifestyle interventions are the first line of defenses for all chronic diseases, right? The problems that people are suffering with. But when the doctors, anybody diagnoses the problem, the first thing that they say is lifestyle or dietary interventions, because these are like formula diets. The success rate the world over in 2007 and 9, right, there were few studies, they have come up with like 4 to 6%. That means any corporate intervention, lifestyle intervention or wellness intervention that you do, your success rate is out of 100 people, hardly 4 people succeed in what they do, right? So what exactly is the problem? Why the corporate wellness programs are not successful? Let's see the idea of corporate holistic wellness. So it should focus on three things. First, it should prevent a disease, or if some people have already set in certain sickness in their early stages, whether it is hypertension or increased cholesterol or early stage of diabetes or metabolic syndrome, the program should aim at halting the progress of disease. And if they have well established sickness, say for some senior executives, okay, we need the program should aim at reversing this. But why we are unable to? Okay, why we are unable to? So let me tell you, we did a program at Holistic Nutrition Works last year. We took up this challenge. We identified 50 people through one of our program. Okay, and out of 50, 49 actually continued with the program, one dropped off. And out of 49, actually 47 people followed the program, and 2 people dropped off because of the COVID and some other family issues. Out of 47, we have 46 people who are successfully are able to reverse their diabetes. That is like near 100% success rate, right? How is it possible and how we made it possible? So do you have any kind of corporate holistic wellness programs where you are able to achieve? So you need to identify the sickness load or the morbidity load on your organization first, okay, and help them reverse. And those who are in their early stage of sickness are at risk of developing, halt their progress into a full-fledged disease. And those people who are having risk factors or habits which may lead to development of disease, we need to prevent them. It is called primary prevention. So very recently I conducted a program for a school, I mean a few schools, and there the management is more interested in talking about the foods, the food groups, the calories, the nutrients, and all this stuff. So that information is everywhere. Now we are flooded with a lot of information. So more than me, some of you might be having a lot of information on so many things, because you will be reading about your own condition and you'll be scouting the entire Google for that thing, and you may quote so many studies. Okay, but do you require all that knowledge? Are you able to come out of it? Is the question. Now let's see how we can actually make this corporate holistic wellness work, and what is the most important thing. So the first thing that all of you need to ask. So I keep asking this question in most of my workshops: how much money you invest on your health, okay, or you spend on your health? And most of the senior executives, because I used to be one of the youngest what do you say, guest faculty to some of the prestigious institutes like National Police Academy, IRS Academy, CRPF Academy, CASF Academy, AP Police Academy. There are so many organizations where I used to interact with civil surgeon, I mean civil servants, and so many senior executives from different IT companies. So when I ask this money, everyone would say that, okay, I am paying this much for my health insurance. I am doing this much for my annual health checkups. I am paying this much for my doctor consultation. And I am paying this much for my medication. But remember, this is not investment. This is called expenditure. There is no return. It is called a service fee. Okay. Or a service tax, that I would say. Okay. It is not called investment. Got it? An investment should give you a return. So is this investment making you healthy? No, it is making you sickness free. But you have sickness. For time being, you are not able to experience the symptoms or painful symptoms. Unless and otherwise it is not painful, you wouldn't go to a doctor. Okay, even though you are suffering with hypertension or diabetes or hypothyroidism, things like that, unless you feel the discomfort, you would not go to a doctor. You will not go for regular medical checkups or get your tests done. So you need to experience that pain. So that is called expenditure. It is not investment. So first we need to change that thing. So how valuable is your asset? Here the asset is your health. So if they say health is wealth, so what is the value of your asset and how much is are you investing every year to keep yourself healthy? That is the first thing. And most of the organizations, they don't have this concept. So they would be investing a lot on technology or resources or infrastructure, providing right kind of ambience or what you say, other perks and other things, but they wouldn't mind. I mean, for them, giving them insurance or getting them reimbursing them for their medical expenditure, they consider that as an investment. This is the first mistake, both at a personal level, at an organization level, the people are committing a mistake, right? So second thing, these days we are hearing a lot about disease reversal. Everywhere you see, right, people will say that we reverse your diabetes just like that. You have like, we use artificial intelligence, we use technology, we use apps. Okay, and is disease reversal really a possibility? Is it a myth, or can it be applied at an organizational level? So let's see why this question has come up in the first place. So thanks to pandemic, patients are more informed about their health and the importance of immunity. And with the advent of WhatsApp and the technology and the access to network, everyone is a genius these days, and everyone is a professor in WhatsApp University. And most importantly, we have got to listen to so many influencers these days. Suddenly, some guy will come up with a magical potion or a magical, what do you say, panacea for certain illness. So, right, this keto or modified keto, this paleo diet or this vegan diet or this particular syrup, this particular, what you say, immune booster is going to help you. And surprisingly, last 2 years has been the rise of alternative streams of medicine as well. Both Ayurveda, homeopathy, naturopathy, all these things have come and they have shown excellent results. I'm not finding fault with them. Okay, this is the reason why we are asking this question. So if these things are reversible, why allopathy is unable to talk about reversing these conditions till now? So let's try to answer this question. Okay, so there is something known as empirical data and anecdotal. Sorry, it has got cut off over here. So empirical versus anecdotal. Anecdotal means you don't have so many cases, right, where you reversed it. But empirical means like you have to have a structured form of data with results. I mean, like you need to have a certain data size and all. But one thing, I would like to share with all of you is there is a difference between medical or clinical studies, and the second thing is the difference between how a nutrient or a food group is supposed to be studied. So in medicine, we study a single molecule. If I am researching on paracetamol, I'm looking at a molecule called acetaminophen. Okay. So if I am looking at a hypertensive drug, I'm looking at a single molecule and studying that efficacy of the single molecule against a placebo. But eating an apple or eating a banana is totally a different thing. What banana does to your body, you cannot do the same kind of study. Basically, the premise itself is wrong. Basically, the premise of the design of the study itself is wrong. You cannot say that, okay, vitamin C, taking vitamin C, will it improve the immunity or not? Is a wrong kind of design. Okay, it has to be structured in a different way. But unfortunately, the clinical studies that were done on nutrients and the molecules in certain foods. Okay, so designed in such a way. And another thing is, let the odd man out. Say, for example, if there are 50 students in a class, and out of 50 students, uh, let's say majority of them, they have scored 50%. Let's say 80% of them got 50% of marks, and about 19% of the students got 60 plus, and only one student got 100 out of 100. Now, who is the odd man? Do you consider that there is a possibility for each and every student to score 100 out of 100? That is what that one guy in 50 members class proved, that okay, this can be done. So ideally, what we should be doing is, if a person is able to reverse their chronic disease, we should be studying at that, looking at that person. Okay, this guy has given us a hope. What did he do? Can we do it in more number of people? That's what I have been doing, and all the coaches who are working with me, and that's what we have been doing for past few years. Okay, if we are able to help reverse a particular case, any chronic case, can we do the same thing with other conditions, with other people? Okay, what worked in them? We try to identify and formulate a process and apply the same principle in all other people. So that is how actually we help people. But unfortunately, what medicine, or what our clinical medical practice, what we say is, okay, this happened only in one or two people. You cannot generalize it. Unless and otherwise you try apply this principle, how can you brush it off? So this guy will be thinking that, okay, scoring 100 out of 100 or able to reverse my hypothyroidism or cholesterol or diabetes is wrong. Probably I have to live with my entire life with diabetes, because rest of the people, they didn't follow the lifestyle changes, and they didn't take their life seriously. Okay, that is the reason they are living with, right? We'll look into the science behind that very shortly, how this thing. So we are not letting the odd man in, we are brushing it off, but it is not the right way. But now we have new breed of doctors who are like open minded. Okay, say for example, how our life works, how our life works. So there is, our mind works. If you look into the way our mind works in two ways. There is conscious mind. Say for example, we take certain conscious decisions. Buying a car is a decision. Going on a vacation to a certain place, picking up a place is a decision, conscious decision. And ordering food when you go to a restaurant is a decision. It is a conscious decision. But consider this: the moment you eat your food, once it crosses your throat, so how much of acid is supposed to be produced? How many enzymes are to be released? And what kind of hormones are to be released? And how long to keep the food in the stomach, and when to send it to the intestines, and how to absorb the nutrients. Do you know all these things? Okay. And driving, or typing, or breathing, digestion of foods, etc., all these things are happening through our subconscious mind. These repetitive actions are handled by our subconscious mind. So basically our metabolism is controlled, or our physiology, the total body function, it is controlled by repetitive actions, and it is controlled by our subconscious mind. So there are only, the conscious mind's capacity is only very small, but rest of our metabolism is controlled by subconscious mind. That means we already created a program for ourselves. Okay, just give me a second.
Hope you're liking the session, guys. Hi, this is Priya Sahani. I'm a holistic wellness coach. So, if you're having any kind of doubts or anything, meanwhile, sir comes back, you can put your queries on the chat and we can take it forward. Yeah. So, sir is also back, I guess. Okay, so can anybody put their comments in the chat, how they are liking it? Have you got it? Thanks, Suni, for your...
Yeah, are you able to hear me?
Yes, we are able to hear, sir,
Yeah, thank you.
but unable to see you.
Yeah, something wrong with my camera. I think I'm really sorry for that. So
Okay.
I'll fix it in a moment.
Sure,
Yeah.
sir.
So now try to understand how our conscious mind and subconscious mind play an important role uh, in our health and how it is like being programmed. Okay. Say, for example, every thought that we have carries certain emotion. Okay. And before we do any work, so just to lift your hand, there has to be a thought. Okay, lift your hand and pick up that glass or pick up that pen. So any action that we do, right? So it comes from a thought and an action repeated over a period of time. Say, for example, if you are a singer, you love singing. So an action repeated over a period of time is called habit. And if I ask who you are nothing but a collection of habits. So that means who we are is nothing but we are a sum total of our thoughts. And as I said, every thought is like associated with an emotion. Okay. Every thought is associated with an emotion. Our emotions are scripting every moment of our life. Say, for example, if you are angry, and that is an emotion, and immediately the entire physiology changes. Okay, your eyes, pupils in your eyes, they dilate. So the body starts shivering, the heart rate goes up, the respiratory rate goes up. All these things, they keep happening, right? Yes or no? They do keep happening. So our emotions is the only language that our body exists. I mean, like functions. Now, second thing, we don't take this aspect into studying the role of, the manifestation of disease. Second thing, there is a difference between pharmacotherapy and nutritional therapy and objective and subjective single variable versus multiple variables. So let's not discuss all these things. I'll give you a simple example. If two people, right, of same height, weight are given same kind of food, and but if one is happy and another one is sad, who do you think will digest the food better and assimilate it better, happy or sad? Of course, the answer is happy. When we are happy, everything about us is happy, we can digest anything. But what if we have some tragedy in our family and we are feeling sad, we don't even feel like eating, forget about digesting. Okay, so our emotions, they control our physiology. But the disease reversal approach, the current approach is just managing the disease, but it is not able to reverse. Why? Say, for example, the increase in sugar level is because of lack of insulin or lack of insulin receptors. Let's say if that is the case, there are different steps of chemical reactions involved. Okay, what are these reactions? So step 1 leading to step 2 and step 3, step 4, and based on that, we try to identify what exactly is wrong with our, what do you say? What exactly is wrong in the chain of events, and we try to fix that with a molecule. Are you getting my point? We try to that, okay, this body is unable to make this particular molecule, just replace it with something else. Okay, that's how we do it. Okay, this is called linear model. But the way our body works is like our body is in a state of continuous dynamic equilibrium. So let's try to understand. If a bone is made, right? If a bone is made and we think that, okay, we have grown up to a certain extent and we have grown enough, and there is no growth that is happening in our bones, right? Just like we built a brick wall and it is there forever, okay, till it lasts, okay. But our body is being continuously made and it's continuously degenerated. Regeneration and degeneration are happening simultaneously in our body. So remember the points. So I'm sorry, I'm going to answer all your queries in a short while, but I'm trying to give you certain pointers so that it will help us in our discussion. So that I need not come back to the slides. Okay. So the regeneration and degeneration are happening continuously. To understand this, let's say if there are RBC in our body, that means RBC's expiry date is 100 to 120 days. We know that all the doctors, they say that, okay, you can give a blood only once in, once in 3 months. That means every 3 months you will get replenished. I mean, like it will take 3 months for the entire blood to come back into your circulation. That means RBC expiry date is 100 to 120 days. Similarly, all our cells in our body, stomach 5 days, skin 1 month, liver 6 weeks, bone 3 months. So in some studies, 98% of atoms are replaced entirely in our body. That means every year you are getting a new body. But why this disease is still staying there in your body? Who is creating this sickness? Okay, now let's go back. There is a conscious mind, there is a subconscious mind. With conscious mind, we are feeding certain information into our body that is called programming. The subconscious programming is happening through us. And we are seeing our activities in a linear model. But the moment you keep your food in your mouth, okay, all the cells in our body, they get to know about that activity. Right? So including the cells in your toe, the liver, the kidney, the acid, the pancreas, the brain, every cell in our body knows what we are eating, because immediately the message is sent to all. It is not like step A leads to step B leads to step C. No. So the body works in this holistic approach. So you cannot single out one particular molecule and try to reverse the disease. That is the reason why the conventional allopathic medicine, through that approach, it is quite difficult to reverse the disease. And the last point before we come to the conclusion of this is, in holistic approach, we are not just looking at, right? We are not just looking at their medical condition, their lifestyle, their eating habits. So everyone has got their own personal world, isn't it? So you have a relationship with your life partner and with your kids, with your parents, friends and relatives, professional colleagues, neighbors, and the society that you interact with. There could be many triggers that could change your emotional state. And as I said, our physiology is in direct control of our emotions. So today morning, somebody asked me, right, why the autoimmune disorders are on a rise. Hope my video is back to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Right. Thank you. Why the autoimmune disorders are on a rise? Okay. So now, as I said, in one of my previous slides, I showed you that a happy person and a sad person, the way they process their food is different. And our body is like continuously being created. Okay. So that means you have an opportunity. As I told you in one of my slides in nutrition, why personalized nutritionist for you? Because if your nutrition is not helping you to create a healthy body, to come out of sickness, you have been doing the same mistake that created sickness in you in the first place. Right? From Hyderabad, you know how to go to Bangalore. But this time from Hyderabad, you want to go to Mumbai, you want to go to a different destination. But if you buy a ticket to Bangalore, and if you board the bus or flight to Bangalore and wish that you reach Mumbai, will it happen? No, right? You have to do something differently. So we have an opportunity. Remember that we eat at least 3 to 4 times a day. That means we have 3 to 4 opportunities of creating our body, giving right kind of nutrients, right kind of building blocks, create ourselves anew. So multiply that with 365 days, 365 days into 4. Okay, more than 1500 opportunities in a year we are missing by not focusing on our diet. One small change can create this thing. And when you change that, it's not just changing the quality of the food, because taking the food, selecting the food, and cooking that food, eating that food, all these things a clinical dietitian also will take care. But what a holistic coach will do, see, even though you know all these things, it is difficult to make it into a habit, to sustain it. That's what a holistic nutrition coach does. Okay, so in the previous slide which I showed, that we live in a society, we do have our own personal world. So somebody may be having a financial crisis, and they are like always stressed out. When we are stressed out, what happens? We are sending an alarm signal to our body, and there is an immune system which is very, very sophisticated. Okay, you are worried about like whether how you will get promotion this time, or raise in your salary, how do my appraisals go, whether I'll get better financial prospects or not. If that is your biggest concern, right, what is happening? Your button is on. Okay, it is constantly pressing and it is always troubling you. So when you are stressed out, the stress hormones in our body are released. That is given. Okay, and you are not releasing that button, right? If you see, whether you are facing imagining a snake in your lap or a tiger before you, or you facing the financial crisis in your life, all of them, they create the same stress response in your body. The body doesn't know. Mind feels stressful, immediately the signal goes to the entire immune system. So the immune system, imagine these guys like the patrolling cops or police are traveling in the entire body through our blood circulation. You give a wrong signal or press a wrong button, and immediately they look around for what? Any kind of threat. But they don't see any bacteria, any fungus, any virus, any toxin, nothing. You are worried, and the stress is real. Your heart rate goes up, your respiratory rate goes up, your pupils dilate, your body becomes tense, and the entire system is on high alert. Your digestive system, skin, hair, and all these things, all of them under totally closed, no food, nothing. Okay, imagine you are in that situation. So they look around and they don't see any problem. They are confused. And again, the same problem comes, and it is probably from your spouse or from your kids, from your parents, okay, or from your colleagues, or from your relatives. So something or the other, they keep coming back. Okay, imagine just watching the TV. What do you watch? If you are men, you watch most probably the news. Always that excitement, and we judge people, and there is a lot of stress hormones that are released. And most of the homemakers sitting in the house, they watch these soaps, and there is nothing but pain and violence over there. So what kind of emotions are we experiencing? What kind of chemicals we are releasing? So when the body is flooded with these stress hormones, the immune system gets confused. So it fails to realize the difference between what is native and what is foreign. It starts attacking our own system. This is the source of autoimmune disorders. These days, we are just branding all the kids that, okay, these are having ADHD, they are not focusing. Okay, all the people, they have these problems of PCOS, hypothyroidism, young children, right? They have Hashimoto's thyroiditis, they have like this inflammatory PCOS, whatnot. So, and so many youngsters are now suffering with type 1 diabetes, okay, rheumatoid arthritis, body pains. There are so many things that people are suffering with. They have these problems of eyesight and everything. Got it? So it's all because of this stress environment that people are living in. That is one of the reasons. And as holistic coaches, what they do is they look into these factors, they consider all these factors, and based on that, they give advice. That's why they are called holistic coaches. So achieving disease reversal is a process, right? It is not like one size fits all. Okay, we have this gadget, we have this app, we have this technology. This technology is the solution. No. If there are like 1.7 billion people, there are 7 billion ways, 7 billion problems. Each and every problem is unique. Okay, if you don't trust my words, trust at least your iris. That's where your Aadhaar card makes you unique, or your fingerprints. There is no one in the entire world who is like you. And how can you compare your metabolism with someone else? The moment you make yourself compared to anyone else in the world, that means you are demeaning or belittling yourself. That is the highest insult that you are making to your own self. Okay, understand that your metabolism is unique, your life is unique, and you need a personal holistic coach to assess all areas of life, identify the risk factor in different areas. That's what all our holistic coaches are trained in. That is the reason why we are able to achieve near 100% success rate with our clients. So as I said, it is a process. So there is assessment, and once we do the proper assessment, there is unlearning. There are certain habits which don't serve us. So how do we unlearn? And this is like our brain is like our hard disk, so or our flash drive. You remove certain programs from your hard drive. What you do is like you do a format, you prepare your field. Okay, so to plant new seeds, okay, or to install new program. So we install new habits or relearning new habits, so which will serve us. And relearning or installing a software is not only the end, you need to sustain. That's why we as a company, we as coaches, we never offer individual consultations because they don't work. Diet plans have been around for so many years. Are they able to reverse the disease? No. You will get hundreds and thousands of templates of diet plans from the internet. Do you think that is it making world healthy? No, it is not, because everyone's requirement is different. It is totally personalized. Okay, and to sustain that, you need to form a habit. Okay, and coming back to our theme, let make that horse drink the water. Why do you think that horse will not drink the water? Because a horse knows exactly where to drink water. Horse is a fastidious animal. Fastidious means it's like very selective. It will drink only fresh water, fresh running water. You take it to a pond, it will not just drink water just like that, unless and otherwise it is dying of thirst. Okay, most of the horses, they don't, because they know how to sense and where to sense. So which means that each and every person has got their own requirement, which only a holistic nutrition coach can read, right? That is the theme of our program. So now, to sum it up, if there are certain signs and symptoms in our body, that means our blood biochemistry is imbalanced. So that's what the doctors identify. Okay, the biochemistry is changed. Your TSH more probably has gone up, your cholesterol or triglycerides have gone up, or your thyroxine hormone levels are coming down. So there is an imbalance in your biochemistry. That is why you are experiencing certain symptoms. Okay, you are already taking medication because the doctor has given you a diagnosis. This diagnosis is based on your diagnostic tests, and since the doctor did some examination based on your symptoms, and all this started because there was some imbalance in your biochemistry. But this imbalance comes from the cells of our body, and these cells, whether they are producing enough insulin or optimal insulin, everything is produced by our DNA. And who is programming this DNA in our body? Our food and our lifestyle. So day in and day out, every one of us make choices about our food, our exercise, whether to do it or not, whether the way we work, our social interaction, our relationships. We do make a lot of choices every day. And every action that we take, every choice we make comes with a consequence. That means we are programming. As a person, we are programming our DNA. This science is called epigenetics. What is there in your genes is not enough. What your genes are coding is not enough, but you are making choices. So when you are making choices, your choices are based on the environment that you are living in. So your work environment, your lifestyle, your leisure, and your eating habits, all these things, they change your internal environment. And this internal environment in turns programs your DNA. And this DNA is making you. That means you are the programmer of your body. So this is what our scriptures and most of our religions, they say, what you sow is what you reap, or yad bhavam tad bhavati. Let's reverse engineer this statement. If someone is suffering with hypertension, that is what they are reaping. So if this statement is right, that means with their lifestyle, that's what they have sown. So tad bhavati, bhavati is like someone is suffering with arthritis or hypothyroidism or high cholesterol. That is bhavati, that is already manifested. That means what? If you reverse engineer the statement, that means their thought process, their emotional state, their life is their programming. They programmed their genes through the epigenetic mechanism in that way. That means we are the creators. The moment we realize the creators and we have access to these creative capabilities, right? That is when we from being an indifferent programmer, okay, we become conscious programmers. With this Holistic Nutrition Works corporate wellness program, what we try to do is we help you become conscious creators of your health. If some software is not working in you, we identify that software, we help you identify that software, how to get rid of that software, install new software, and help you practice it so that you become better creators of your health. Hope this makes sense for all of you. Is this clear till now? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And we have questions already.
I'm sorry.
And we have questions already popping up.
Yeah, sure. And before we conclude, what we are going to offer here, yeah, I'll take within 2 minutes, I'll take the questions. Okay. So let me say, I mean, since you understood that as coaches, what we are trying to promise you is like we try to bring your health to your own hands. We promise to make you the creator of your own health. So for those of you who attended this program, we have something wonderful to offer to all of you. As you can see in our background, that there is Holistic Nutrition Works. We have 108 days signature program. If you are suffering with any of the illness, you are free to have a free introductory call with any of our coaches. We have more than 30 plus listed coaches and close to 200 other coaches with us. And they are come from all different states, and they can speak so many languages. So we have our signature program. It is personalized one, and we have 3 weeks introductory program as well. This is also a personalized one. But those of you who still want to experience and don't want to commit to these signature programs or a 3 weeks program, which are personalized and paid programs, what we have in offer is a group activity, a 1-month activity for all the people who attended and I mean, having patiently listened to me for almost like 1 hour. We have a group activity for 4 weeks. We help you form healthy habits through this program. Okay, so I'll be inviting a couple of our coaches. They'll be telling you about this group activity, and I am here sharing. Could you coaches, could you please share that in the chat box, the form to express their interest? If you are interested in any of these three, just give your name and phone number. Only 2 fields. Okay, if you fill that form up, meanwhile, I'll try to answer these questions. Hope I made myself clear. Is this clear? Okay. So is someone sharing the link in Zoom chat?
Done, sir. It is already shared.
Yeah. So what I'm requesting all of you people who attended this program is, if you want to go for any of these three, just your name and your phone number. That's it. Okay. Try to fill that form and we'll get back to you. We try to assist. As I said, our first consultation is absolutely free. So, but remember, you are given a choice, right, to recreate your health, right? We are here to help you out. Okay, that is a promise from our end. So thank you all very much for patiently listening to me. Now the session is quite open. And before I take the question, I would request one of our coaches to come forward and explain the 4 weeks complimentary. That is totally free, no charges involved. You can sign up for that as well. If you're interested, you can give your details. The 4 weeks program, it's a group activity. So our coaches, all our senior coaches will be there to help you form new habits, how new habits are being formed. And remember, it is not a personalized advice, but certain basic habit formation techniques and processes that you will learn in these 4 months. Okay. Thank you once again, everyone. Yeah. If someone could, from the team could come forward, who is volunteering?
So Prasanna ma'am, can you go ahead? Have to unmute yourself.
Sir, Ajay and Mitreja are asking how to reduce acid reflux.
Yeah, we can take up the questions, ma'am. Can you please explain the 4 weeks program first?
I think I don't have format right now. Somebody, I think you can go ahead.
Right. So Priya, I will just go ahead with the explanation.
Sure.
So it's going to be very simple. So the 4 weeks program is going to be like very simple steps that we are going to take you through. So when I say simple steps, we forget to really look into our daily food habits that we have to, the basic things which is around us. So we are going to make you really conscious. That is what Sir said. Consciously picking your food or consciously doing your regular activities with the help of the support of the coach. You're going to do it for the rest of the 4 weeks and you're going to see awesome results at the end of the 4 weeks. So for this, as Sir explained about the 4 weeks complimentary sessions that we're going to have. So stay with us. Please fill the form that we have shared in the chat box so that we will be in touch. And the next 4 weeks, you will be having a beautiful changeover in your complete behavioral pattern and the habit formation. So please stay with us. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Danya. And I would also like to mention there is one condition, guys, because we want serious people who are really looking forward to bring a change in their health. So if you're going to complete 1 week, then only you can crack the next week. Is the promise that we want from all of you. And then if you're going to track the next week, then you're going to enter the 3rd week. And then the champion phase is the 4th week, which you're going to have with all of us. And this is all about it. And now we can all take the questions also.